You were created for something more. Some days you're chasing your dreams. Other days you wonder if you took a wrong turn. Welcome to the Faithfully Empowered podcast. I'm Lisa Landry. Let's trade self-doubt for bold faith and step fully into the life God designed for us. New episodes every Thursday. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Let's live faithfully empowered. Hey friend, welcome back to the Faithfully Empowered podcast. I'm Lisa Landry. Today we're going to talk about something that's really hard to hold on to when you feel like you've been walking in circles longer than you'd care to admit. I know we say that God's timing is perfect, but if we're honest, there are seasons where it feels like He's a little too quiet. You're showing up, but it feels like you're waiting on something that's taking way too long. King Solomon wrote, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end." And that's Ecclesiastes 3:11. That verse doesn't explain the way, but it reminds me that I'm not supposed to see it all yet. And sometimes that reminder is what keeps me from spiraling when the waiting feels like wandering. I've had seasons where I felt like I was lacking everything: direction, energy, answers. And yet, when I look back now, I can see that God was preparing me, still providing, still carrying me, even when I didn't realize it. I've shared before that I'm a survivor of late stage cancer. I was just a teenager, and even though I knew God was with me in that season, I didn't really understand what that meant. Chemo fogged up so much of that time in my life, and there are entire stretches of time that I just don't have access to anymore. Sometimes when I talk about having cancer, it feels like I'm telling someone else's story. And that left me with this deep lingering question. Why me? Why did I survive when others didn't? Why was I still here? In my early 20s, I enrolled in a Catholic college. I struggled with feelings of pain and loss. It was a complicated time. In many ways, surviving the cancer was the easy part. It was the years after treatment where I felt lost and alone. Little by little, God placed people in my life who helped me to begin to understand His character, not just His power, but His goodness. I remember that old question came back again. Why am I still here? What's my purpose really? So I brought this question to a pastor that I trusted at the time. I meant it sincerely. I wanted to know. And his answer? He said, "Your purpose is to be the best wife that you can be." Now let me be clear. I love being a wife and I adore my husband, but that answer, not helpful. Because deep down, I knew there was more. I knew God had placed dreams in me and given me gifts that stretched beyond being my husband's wife. But for a while, I believed that answer, that minimizing myself somehow meant I was honoring God. And that kept me stuck in a life that looked fine from the outside, but left me spiritually restless for far too long. And ironically, it was my husband who finally gave me the encouragement I needed to pursue more. Deuteronomy 2:7 reads, "The Lord your God has been with you, and you have not lacked anything." Looking back, I didn't always get it. There were seasons where I didn't fully understand what God was doing, or if He was doing anything. Parts of my story felt blurry or unfinished. And for a while, I was living out someone else's definition of obedience, not really asking what God had to say about my path. I was just following what I thought I should do, not really checking in and asking Him what He really wanted from me. But even then, God stayed close. I couldn't see it at the time, but He was guiding and preparing me, quietly making a way forward. And here's something I've learned, maybe the hard way. Delay doesn't mean denial. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not part of the plan. Sometimes God is letting things take root before he lets them grow. The Israelites wandered for 40 years, but it was a season of formation. They were sustained, protected, carried, even when they didn't fully realize it. And if that's true for them, maybe it's true for us too. So if you're feeling behind today, like you've missed your moment or wasted too much time, I want you to hear this. You're not behind, you're right on time. You haven't lacked anything God knew you would need for the journey that he's called you to. Maybe you've been praying for something to happen, but what if the better prayer right now is, Lord, just reveal yourself in this. Show me what you're building in me. Show me what you're calling me into. Because sometimes we're so locked in our version of success that we forget to ask him what the actual mission is that he has for us. So as we wrap up here, your invitation this week is to take a quiet moment, a journal, a walk, a breath before bed, and ask, where has God sustained me, even when I didn't recognize it? You might be surprised what comes to mind. And if this episode stirred something in you, would you share it with a friend who needs a reminder that God hasn't forgotten them? He's still working, still walking with you. And no matter how long the wilderness has felt, you've not lacked anything. Until next time, friend, stay encouraged, stay faithful, and keep walking forward in grace. Thanks for spending time with me today. If this episode encouraged you, I'd love to hear from you. Share it with a friend, leave a comment, or let me know where you're tuning in from. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll never miss what's next. Looking for more encouragement and resources? Head to faithfullyempowered.org to sign up for the newsletter and get access to the latest tools to grow in faith and confidence. Until next time, stay rooted, stay expectant, and live faithfully empowered.